Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper, and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends, and another in our series of I Built Them So You Don't Have To. But before we go to there, I need to let you know this is the first video where I will be giving away 540 gems to 2 lucky winners who comment down below. All you have to do is be subscribed, leave a comment on the channel of, hey, this is whatever you want. Comment on this, comment what's the next champion you want me to do, what did you think of this champion, did you use this champion, anything at all, and then leave your player number, your player code. And just for a reminder, if you go up here where your icon is and you go to info, you've got player ID right here. It's a UM and then number, and then hype or whatever that thing's called, and then a bunch of other numbers. This whole thing here, if you're on the player and play, you can hit copy ID, paste it in there. I need that UM code. So leave your comment, leave the UM code, make sure there's a space before and after the UM code so I can properly copy and paste it. You do not have to be around. You don't have to do anything other than comment and leave that. And I will next Sunday on Twitch, I will stream and I will pick the 2 winners. You do not have to be there to win. You just have to leave a comment here, but we will do it live so that you know there's no shenanigans. And then I will send those codes directly to Plarium, who will then put the gems in your account within, I think they do it within the week. So that is also, if you want more chances to win, I will be giving away 3 additional winners. And by the way, you cannot win twice, but I will not be checking YouTube and Twitch. So if you win on YouTube, you can win on Twitch. If you win on Twitch, you can win on YouTube. But live on that same Sunday, I will be doing marble races for 3 additional winners to win a chance at 540 gems. They'll give me their UM code, and then we will send it off to Plarium as well. So this is great. I'm in level 2. This is the first month I've been able to give away the gems. So really looking forward to a little bit of community fun, a little bit of give back for you. That said, it's time to talk about our next champion in the I Built Them series, and that is Romero. Romero is an epic defense-based champion of Sacred Order, and he's a champion that I think a lot of people saw in the very early stages of Raid Shadow Legends, but has kind of fallen by the wayside. He's kind of been lost, I think is the best way to put it. But whether or not he should be lost is another story, and that's what we're going to find out today. So without further ado, let's check out Romero. Before we go into it, let me just show. Okay, so this guy, Jaime Lannister, maybe. I think he looks a little bit more like Ned Stark, the facial features. Very Game of Thrones, very, very stout, he looks bad. Who's this? Who's this small child wearing his armor? Which, by the way, his armor looks pretty cool, I will say. But that, like, what half mustache 15-year-old is this? With the low, come on, Plarium, stop catfishing us. Make him look pretty, like the picture does. And hit Barrett, hit Abbas while you're at it, okay? And couple though the new girl you made over in Bannerlords. Come on. They're not that, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go on with this kit here. He's got 18,000 HP, attack 804, 1299 defense, speed 99. These are all pretty average numbers. HP is pretty nice to see, but as a defense for defense-based champion, a little bit low, not too bad. 15% crit rate, 50% crit damage, resist 45. As far as abilities, his A4 is an unlockable ability when paired with Juliana. We're going to do a video on them as a couples therapy, so we're going to let that be for now. And we'll go right to his A3. His A3 places a shield buff on all allies equal to 25% of their max HP for 2 turns. Places a 30% increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. And it is a 6-turn bookable to 5-turn cooldown. I want to make a special shout out on this champion because this does not happen with champions. This is one of the few champions where I believe they got it right. Shields are broken. Shields and heals, the books and the masteries are broken because the amount of effective additional shield or heal you get is very minuscule compared to, for example, the amount of attack you get or the amount of things like that. And I just wanted to shout this out because this is, in my opinion, done right. That shield, when you book and you get that extra 50%, that's effectively an extra 12.5% of whatever champion is receiving this benefaction. 25 extra, it's another 12.5. So, you know, you're looking at, 37.5% of a shield. That's actually really nice. Unfortunately, it's not of his max HP, it's their max HP, but I can deal with that. He is an epic based champion. But the fact that they actually gave that extra 50%, and that's 50% of this number, so again, effectively 12.5. I really like that they did that. I wish more champions had this level of additional shield when we're talking about shield champions and booking them, putting valuable resources into them. His A2 has a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns and steals 1 buff from a random enemy, and his A1 attacks one enemy, places a 7.5% continuous heal buff on the ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn. Overall, his kit seems like it's a very support type kit. He is a defense based champion. As you can see, he is doing damage based on defense, but it's only on his A1, so I wouldn't expect him to be doing a ton of damage. Let's take a look though and find out the only way we know how. We're going to take him into the dungeons, we're going to see if he can hit, and then we're going to try to build him out in an arena team where we feel he might best be used, and as well, of course, as a dungeon team. Okay, so let's take a look at how we have him geared out. This is our Romero. We're going to look at him to do some damage. Excuse me. He is a defense-based champion, so we went with 4608 defense, 35k health, 226 crit damage. I decided not to put him in high accuracy. That he can steal 1 random buff, but it's 1 random buff. It doesn't really have a lot of play in most scenarios, I felt. So instead, I gave him the extra defense on his banner. You could argue to put him in accuracy gear, and if you're building him out, feel free to. But this is the champion that we've put together for us. Also, he's got good starting HP, so you could do things like put him in a shield set. Early game, that might be really good for you. To put that in perspective, a decent shield set, Molly has about the same HP as him, and you can get almost 100k. And I know people that have her well over 100k HP, so you can do that with a champion like this if you're looking for a budget way to bring in a shield champion. He's also going to add shields, although it's kind of a weaker one because it's based on other champions' HP. But nonetheless, he's still going to do something for you. Keep in mind, we've got everything fully booked here, so just so we're aware on what we're getting here. And masteries, we did go with Helm Smasher, we did go under damage and defense. Argument to be made to bring him down here for the extra shields, but I feel like you're getting an extra 10% if the target ally has 40 HP or less. So let's put that into perspective. You bring in Foley, he's got 31,000 health. He has to be less than 40 HP but still alive, and then you get 25% of his health, right? So that's like 11k, right? And then you're gonna get another 1,000 another 1,000 shield. That's not a big number to me, so we didn't bother with that. We went this way, which is more of an attack-based build. So that's his masteries. That's his gear. Let's take him into the arena. First, we're going to take him into the Dragon Dungeon to test his overall skill set. We'll see what he can do for damage. We're just going to test his shield out and see what kind of shield we can make out of him. Okay, so here is the team we're going to bring into the Dragon. We're going to do something a little bit different for this champion. We still want to test his comparative damage, and we've seen his stats, but we're going to bring a couple of champions in that can hit, and then we're going to bring in an HP champion at 91k HP. The reason why I'm doing this, and let's just take a look at Cornor, the purpose is just to kind of get you a rough visual idea of what his shield is going to do, because I think his shield is actually a lot better than people think with the right team. Excuse me. You can bring in max HP champions who do on their own HP, like a Warlord, I believe is like that, or based on their defense, like Valkyrie. But if you have this champion and you're trying to create a budget shield champion, a budget defense, this is not a bad option if you're bringing the right champions in. So I'm just going to bring Cornor in to give you that idea of what that means. We're also going to bring in Tyrell. The point of bringing in our Tyrell is to give you a relative defense hitter, because he is defensive based, so we want to see what those hit differences are. Our Tyrell currently sitting at 4,300 at 208 speed at 247 crit damage, so that's going to give you a comparative idea of what he's hitting versus other kind of epic defense champions. I think Tyrell's probably one of the most popular out there for epic defense, one of the top 10 epics in the game, I would say. And then we're going to bring in Alika. Alika is a hard hitting A1, she also has a chance to double hit, so 4,500 attack, 245 crit damage. So that's going to give you an idea of what kind of damage throughput you can get on attack-based champions. And Draco is one of the strongest hitting A1s. Also, it allows me to bring him in to do the defense down weaken, so we can get a good idea on that. So without further, let's jump in and we'll see what's going on here with each of them. The first round, we will, let's just debuff. And then, so I guess first we'll test A1. We'll just test his damage. This is going to be one of the easiest of that because we only have so many things here. So there you go, 58,886. That's a respectable A1. In comparison, let's take Tyrell. He's got 2 at 20, say under about 38k. So you see there's a large disparity in the difference in how much the two are hitting. We're just gonna do this so we go past that. We want to get to Draco's second time. Here's the A1 on Alika. We'll go over to this side and see if she gets 2. So that's 58. Remember, she's a 58% chance of hitting a second time, but she hits hard, and they're virtually identical. So that's a neat little thing to note. And then we'll go Draco here. Draco's hitting 56,000. So let's cancel out of here before we don't want to see that damage doesn't matter. So let's take a look at that. Romero hit for 58,886. Alika 58,237. Tyrell 38,931. And 65 for Draco. Remember, so I mean, when you look at that, that's a pretty decent A1 if it's hitting around the same as some of these other champions. That's a really good A1. We're going to go in one more time. I'm just going to show you the shield, and this is going to give you a good idea because we have all sorts of HP differences here. So the enemy max, or sorry, based on their HP, like he's doing here. Oh, we got Draco and Relentless, so of course. Okay, so here's his A3. And to give you an idea, that's a reasonable shield. Now, I know Murder does a video where he tells you what each of these little hashes are. I can't remember what exactly it is. But this should be a reasonably strong shield. He doesn't have any of the masteries on it. So you're looking at 32.5% of 91,000. And that number comes to, what is it, 91,000. And what was it, 37.5? Is that... my math right there. So that shield is worth 30,000 or 1/3. It doesn't look like it's 1/3 of his total health there, but I don't know if that's a misnomer because he's doing 25, and then because he's doing the extra 50, that should be another 12.5. So 25 plus 12.5 is 37.5. That should be the amount of the shield. I don't know if there's a way we can test that. Just for giggles, we can see what kind of damage. His A2 does pretty reasonable damage. His A3, I mean, we don't have him built. Her A2 hits hard. Of course, we have Draco. Big thing about him is that splash damage. But I think that's a reasonable one. And then, of course, you get this here. Everyone with heals. These are good skills for progression in the early to mid game. And let's show it in action here. Let's build out an actual arena, or sorry, an actual team for the dragon. So here's a team. It's an all epic team. It's going to give you an idea of what this team can do. We brought in Thenisil for heals just to increase that survivability. Also a nice defense, increased defense. But I think you'll find that this team's pretty, like 80k. That's a reasonable A1. Of course, he's got the defense up plus the defense aura, which is even more helpful to this overall team here. He's got the heals as well. So I think together we should be survivable, even though we don't have an aura. Or sorry, we don't have a res champion. Hopefully, they'll be able to heal up our... Yeah, see, there's our Royal Guard. Defense up, plus he's got the heals. Back to full health. That's a big bonus. And he's going to take one shot there. Hopefully, I think that'll be the only shot he takes here. There, the shields are back up, so that's good. Kind of bad in that you would like... You'd like these to be on the actual boss, but here now we're on the dragon. Defense down, perfect. We're probably going to get an attack down. The attack down is really important in the early game when you have when you don't have that reser or you're running this kind of scenario. You need that attack down for survivability. So far so good. Big damage from Alika. God, she hits hard. I mean, Royal Guard we expect it, but I always get shocked. See. I mean, that damage probably would have put down my Royal Guard. Boom, he's back up to full health. No problems. And then we'll see what Romero does here. Here's the shield. So the shield's going to absolutely help him here. Because, boom, there's not even a single scratch on them. That attack down's beautiful. And, of course, the shield's keeping him alive. So even though that shield is their HP, because it is a larger number than usual, it is a 32.5. It's a pretty good number when you combine the two. Okay, we're gonna walk away from that, but gosh, if that was a 6-star resist. So there you go. I don't know, a minute 46. Yes, I'm using a Royal Guard. You could take the Royal Guard out, but it's just gonna make this a bit longer. The point was, you've got Alika, you've got Royal Guard, you've got Tyrell. Well, Alika and Royal Guard especially, they're very, very fragile. Never had a problem. Never worried about their survivability here. This might be a good idea. We might be crazy like a fox, friends. Maybe we'll just do this instead. Boom, there's that counterattack again. It's absolutely... Boom, there it is again. He's killed 2 people with that thing. I'm really digging it. I'm really, truly digging that gear. This is supposed to be a Romero video, but frankly, I'm enamored with that gear. His A1 is not to be trifled with. What is this? Removes all heal reduction from all ally. Sure, I actually like that. Let's heal him back up. Get more heals going. We need to put Shazar down. Well, we need to put them both down. Let's just like, there he goes. Man, that set, it might be sneakily the best set in the game. Boom, done. I mean, it's not a fast, it's not about 5-6 second farm, but there we go. I think the talk of the town is Romero's counterattack. So using that gear, avenging gear, and I think if I was using Romero in the arena often, I'd probably put him in shield set. I feel like the shield set would be the better option. But he's got the passive, or sorry, the mastery for counterattack. He's got the gear for counterattack. So, and it's his A1. So, like, for example, here, sure, it can lock him out, and that'd be unfortunate. But the other side of it is he still hits hard, and this might give him a chance to counterattack and kill him right off the bat. We're gonna give it a try here. Maybe we put a, no, I need someone. Our usual Molly. We're gonna keep Romero in there. And we're gonna go with there. Counterattack for losing health. He didn't counterattack that time. Must not have gotten. Okay, we're gonna heal everyone up. Good shields. Like, look at those are good shields. I would say for an arena team, sure. I mean, I don't have any weaken, so that's kind of a. Or defense down. I actually think Romero is a pretty usable champion, to be perfectly honest. I think he's got strong uses. Probably not in the late to end game, but he's got strong uses. Being able to put up shields like that in the arena, yeah, it's not the best shield set, but it's a good budget shield, and it's gonna help your team survive. It's gonna help you live in this game. He can bring in heals. He's got an A1 that hits. You see that when he was getting those counterattacks, he was hitting really hard. I think I like him. I really do. My final thoughts on Romero is he is a usable champion. I think he's a very strong progression champion. He's a good, I know he's called a defense champion, but a good support champion. You could build him out one of two ways. You could give him a shield set, build up his HP very high, or you can give him the high defense crit set like we were doing, where he's doing damage on that A1. I love him in that avenging set because his A1 does hit reasonably well. So you're bringing in a guy who only attacks with his A1, and then has support type abilities with his A2 and A3, and he was doing, I think overall I like what he does. I don't think he's a perfect champion, but I think he's a good budget shield set or a budget shield champion. And honestly, I'll tell you, from his kit, in order to make him kind of more generally useful, the only thing I would change is I would change this to 25% of his max HP. I think it's too much or it's too little to be their max HP. It's the only thing I would change in this whole kit. I like this ability. I understand, hey, 5-turn cooldown booked is not huge, but not every champion can have a 3-turn shield champ, right? But if you have him at 5 turns, but it's 25% of his max HP with that 18k starting HP, you can make a great budget shield set champion or a great budget support champion like this who has a usable damage on his A1. You have multiple versatile ways of building him out, and I think he would work very well in multiple areas of the game, and that's what I'd like to see. He does help survivability quite a bit, but it's not quite enough, and especially with this being 5 turns, if you're not getting the most out of this shield, then it's just not enough. So that would be my huge ask, is make this 25% of his max HP. This is fine on a 4-turn cooldown with continuous heal. This is fine because it gives that 7.5 for that additional spot healing on whichever enemy ally needs it. It's based on defense, does really good damage. His stats are in line. Everything's good. That's the only thing I would change. So those are my thoughts about Romero. What are your thoughts? Is he a good champion for progression early to mid game? Can you use him? Do you see where I see in that he's a budget shield champion or budget support champion that can come through, do a little bit of damage, but mostly just keep your team alive without the need of a reser, which in a lot of cases kind of helps, because definitely he's going to hit harder than like a Gore Grab, that sort of thing. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Also, don't forget, put your player ID from Plarium in the comments if you want a chance at winning 540 gems. Thank you all for joining me today on this video. I hope it was informative and enjoyable. I will see you next weekend, hopefully on Twitch on Sunday, where I will be giving away, let's give the date just because who knows when you're watching this. It's going to be Sunday, February 7th. Sunday, February 7th, we will be giving away 540 gems times 3 for anyone who is in Twitch with me during that show. And then again, this video, we will be giving away 2 lucky people who are going to get 540 gems on their account. Just leave a comment down below, be subscribed, and add your player number to your comments. That's all I have for you today. I hope you have a good day. I hope you stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.